Hey, thanks for tuning in to the Land and Homes Show. Today we are talking about land values. Big picture stats. Top 5 most supply. Average price per acre. Days on market. I'm gonna pause really quick just to say stats don't tell the whole story. I hope that you take this as a jumping off point of where you might look or what your expectations should be in a more broad aspect. Hi, I'm Stephen J.B. Davis, your land specialist and residential realtor here in Central Kentucky and beyond. I have done this video for 2 years now, so this is the third installation. We're talking about cheapest land as well as many other stats. And to that point, if you are looking for historical information, meaning information from the year before and the year before that, go to the description of this video and there are some links to similar videos I've done for years past. I will not be going through the idiosyncrasies of each of the counties like I've done, or what it means to be in the inner versus the outer Bluegrass, because I've already done it. So you just have to go use the link and find it if that's information you're curious about. The other thing is this is going to focus on acreage 10 to 20 acres. I didn't do anything less than 10 for a myriad of reasons, but this is 10 to 20 acres. And I think that about covers all of the disclaimers. So let's start with big picture stats. The average sold price in the 15 counties that I covered in these statistical things is about $207,000, a little over $207,000. The average median sold price is $151,000. Some people value the average, some people value the median. That's why I'm giving both. You can figure out which is significant to you and why. I will say that these are stats taken from July 1st of 2023 all the way through July 1st of 2024. Continuing on, the average price per acre is $15,590 and some change. The median price per acre in this group of counties is $12,055. I like on the dot. Weird. Average acreage, meaning for every transaction that has occurred between these 2 points in time, you know, how much acreage was conveyed in each sale. So the average acreage is 13.3 acres. The median acres in all of this is 12.5 acres. The average original list price to sale price. So this is how much money did people get off? You know, did they pay 100% of the price? Did they pay 50% of the sticker price? How much was paid of the sticker price? So the original list price compared to the sold price, the average is 90.5% of the original list price. The median is 94.2% of the list price. So yes, you're getting some money off, but nothing. Wow, that was like almost in my ear. Wow, there's the legs. Yeesh. Anyway, yeah, so you're getting on average 8.5% off. Median, what, 5.8% off. The average days on market, I did not do a median because I forgot, and now it is too late. The average days on market is about 83 days. And then the last big picture stat here is that 51% of these deals were financed, which is actually the majority. Only 44%, which is still significant, but the minority, 44% was cash. And then the rest of things went into some other category. There was no other information about what other meant, but they were neither cash nor financing. So don't know what that exactly means. I give you what I know, and I try to never give you things that I don't know. So the takeaway is that it's still a seller's market. Only 90 units were sold in these 15 counties, and so, you know, the supply is low. There are a lot of things that you can find on the market that have been there for 1,500 days and 500 days and all that kind of stuff. And if you want to buy it, great, but there's probably a reason why no one has jumped on it. It could be where it is, it could be the terrain. We've talked about terrain a lot, but in my last video I talked about it. And when you're talking about these 15 counties that I go through, you really are talking about counties that are the closest to all the action, which again was addressed in the last video. This idea of convenience, location, amenities that most 21st century humans are expecting in their daily life, stuff like that. I did not do Eastern Kentucky. I did not do the southern border of Kentucky. I did not do a lot of these other places. Some because of my access to data and like how much more work I have to do in order to provide the data and to capture it, but also because you know, it's just not a place where most people want to be for a myriad of reasons. So those are the big picture stats. If we start ranking things into our top fives, our first is just the top 5 places for price. And so when I say top 5 in this instance, I actually mean what are the 5 cheapest places just in terms of total price tag. Coming at number 5 is Clark County, $174,100. Coming in at number 4 is Montgomery County, $120,000. Coming in at number 3 was Garrett County, $96,000. Coming in at number 2 is Nicholas County at $70,000, and number 1 would be Bath at $55,000. These are all averages, so like the average price, just the average total price, that was what I just listed. Top 5 acres, meaning for every transaction, these are all averages. You know, when you put them all together and then divide them, what is the average amount of acreage that is being conveyed in each sale? So if you really value trying to get the most acreage and maybe price is less relevant to you, then this is a stat for you. So coming in number 5, the average acreage conveyed was in Harrison County, 14.376 acres. Next is Franklin County, coming in at number 4, 14.462 acres. Garrett County comes in at number 3 at 14.5 acres. Jessamine County comes in at number 2, which is very surprising to me. 17 3/100 acres at number 2 for average conveyance. And then number 1 is Nicholas County, 20 acres. So that's somewhat what you could expect to get in each county for any given transaction. And I want to pause really quick just to say stats don't tell the whole story, right? They're jumping off points. You're going to find little contextual things with any transaction that just don't ever make it to this electronic piece of paper or to the MLS or to the PVA that influence a deal. So they don't tell the whole story, but I hope that you take this as a jumping off point of where you might look or what your expectations should be in a more broad aspect. Just a guiding light toward your end goal of owning land if you're looking between 10 and 20 acres. Continuing on, we have the top 5 price per acre. So you put all the counties together and you do the math. This is what it costs per acre, and these are the places where it's the cheapest. So in number 5, you have Mercer County, $5,500 an acre. Number 4, Bath County, $4,092 per acre. Number 3 is Montgomery County, right next door, $3,800 per acre. Number 2, Nicholas County, not terribly far away, but $3,500 per acre. And then kind of on the opposite side of the planet, so to speak, in terms of central Kentucky, Garrett County, strangely enough, came in at number 1, $2,666 an acre and some change. Odd number. Not odd versus even, but peculiar number. All right. Top 5 most supply. So these are the counties, the top 5 counties where you'd find, or or rather that just had the most sales. They had the most individual sales out of all of the 15 counties that this data comes from. So coming in number 5, there were 15 sales in this county. Scott County, that's where Georgetown is. Coming in at number 4, Fayette County, where Lexington is and also is the same thing. 11 units sold. Coming in at number 3 is Mercer County. Mercer had 9 sales within this 1 year period. Coming in number 2 was Clark at 8 sales of 10 to 20 acre parcels of land. Whew, struggling with the words. And coming in at number 1 was Garrett County with 7 sales. After that, I know I'm doing top 5, but after that, there are lots of counties that had 5 and 6 and stuff like that. So lots of ties and draws, if you will. But those are the places where there was the most supply. And I think it's important to note that just because it's the most supply doesn't mean that the supply was high. It was high relative to other counties, yes, but it's not high in relationship to like the grand scheme of the real estate economy here in this state, let alone this like region that we're talking about. There are a lot of reasons why there might be more supply. Frankly, Fayette County and Scott County being at the top of this list, not all that surprising because they have some of the most expensive land, and the people, it is not economically possible for as many people to buy $900,000 lots of land or $400,000 lots of land or whatever. So they sometimes sit on the market a little longer than something that is $100,000 or $80,000. So again, stats don't always tell the whole story. I'm just telling you what the stat is, and then you can start to marry that up with your own situation and figure out, you know, how you want to navigate. Last but not least is days on market. I just like this one because people think about days on market in this very national way when it comes to houses. They're like, oh wow, you know, house has been on for more than 30 days. Well, you know, depending on what county you are or even what street you're on, 30 days would be a really, really fast sale. I've got a house coming up, and the average days on market in the whole county is about 83. So if the house is still in the market in 30 days, like I'm really not all that alarmed. And on either side of that 83, it's still taken at least 2 months for something to sell, and there are quite a few homes that sell past that 90-day period. So days on market is all relative to what's happening in a localized setting, not what's happening on a national headline setting. And it's also worth repeating that we are not in the thick of COVID anymore. And while there are plenty of localized markets that sell in a day and sell in 2 days and all that stuff, that isn't everywhere. So when you start thinking about what your expectation is for discounts, or you viewing a property as like, wow, these people must really be desperate because it's taken a long time. Long is all relative. Long is all dependent on where you are. And so that's why I like this stat. So coming in at number 5 is Fayette County. Fayette County had these are the places that had the shortest days on market, and so everything else was more than this. Coming in at number 5 is Fayette County, 148 days on market on average. And let me tell you, that's a long time, right? It's certainly more than the 30-day made up like idea that people think that houses should be on less for. But Fayette County has some of the most expensive land in the entire state. 148 days on market is probably more indicative of a smaller market of people being able to afford the land that's there. It doesn't mean that the land is worth less because it's been on for a very long time. Something to think about. Coming in at number 4, Mercer County, 126 days. Number 3, Franklin County, 125 days on average. Number 2 is Scott County, 105 days on average on the market. And Anderson County comes in at 103 days average on market for land 10 to 20 acres large. And so if those are the shortest days, you know, counting down from 5 to 1, that means everything else in the other 10 counties are generally on the market for longer. So if you're engaging our market here and you see something that's been on for 50 or 60 days and you're like, ooh, there's probably a great deal to be had, I wouldn't be looking at the days on market as the indicator for that. There could be other reasons that could lead you to believe and successfully execute a discounted offer. But again, days on market is all relative. And so 60 days, when we know that the number one average here, the shortest amount of time that things are on the market for is 103 days, 60 days isn't that much. So just know the market, or find an agent who does. That's all I got for you. We're going to do larger acreage in some future video. It may not be the next one because I have a different video on deck, but it could be. But we'll be doing larger acreage here coming soon. And got some exciting listings coming up, so you'll be seeing some videos of those. Maybe you'll be buying one of those listings. But in any case, I hope this was helpful. Please ask your questions, comments below. Subscribe to the channel, tell your friends about it, tell your grandmother, you know, like the likes and the views really help. So thanks in advance. Adios.